Hello, I hope everyone is well, and if you're expecting organ music in this video, I'm sorry, you will be very disappointed. This is strictly informational. Today is Friday, November 25th, 2022, and I wanted to let everyone know that I'm going to be playing an organ recital next Sunday, December the 4th, at 3 in the afternoon at the First Congregational Church in Walpole in Walpole, New Hampshire. I hope you can make it, and I do plan on recording that recital for those who can't attend and posting it here on YouTube. All right, enough of the self-promotion. I've had questions about my organ and some of my terminology. Today's video hopefully will clear some of that up or totally confuse you. Either way, here we go. Let's start with the setting. Many church organs are in the back of the sanctuary, way up on the balcony, and the organs you see in Europe, they're perched way up in the air, up on a platform, and the area around the console, which is the keyboards and the pedals and the case here, where the organist sits with the bench, it's commonly referred to as the organ loft. And my recent video titled In the Organ Loft with Seth prompted this explanation because I've had questions. I happen to live in a very, very small apartment, and I consider my living room my organ loft because that's all that's in it. So anyway, so that's that. The keyboards themselves are called manuals, and on my home practice organ that you see right here, this is a 4-manual instrument. Not every organ has this many manuals, and most churches in the local area around here have 2, and those would be the swell and the grate. The grate usually includes the speaking pipes that are in the front of the organ case. The swell pipes are located inside the organ case, but they're also in another box. And they have louvers that open and close, and I'll hopefully have a picture of the swell pedal here in a moment. And so when you open and close that, the louvers open and close, and so it enables that manual to be under expression, meaning it can be very quiet when the louvers are closed, so everything is boxed in, or gets louder as you open them up. You following me so far? I hope so, because there is more. The pipes. Now, every organ has a different number of pipes. Some are long and big and round and huge, and some are skinny and very short, and some are made out of wood and are square. And for simplicity's sake, I will say that every stop on the organ has a chorus. Well, I need to read that again. That every stop on the organ that there is a corresponding pipe for every key on the manual. Meaning if you pull out a pipe, you pull out an 8-foot flute on the swell. Every single note that you play is a different pipe. So keyboards are usually 61 notes, standard. So for that 8-foot flute, you would have 61 different pipes. So for every stop that you have, there's 61 pipes, technically. And consequently, if you had 10 stops, speaking stops on the swell, you'd have 610 pipes just for that one keyboard, that one manual. So that hopefully will help out. It's not just the pipes you see on the front of the case. The case houses all the rest of them. And you notice they're big, taller, and shorter, and things like that. And some organs you can see that they're really small, and some are really, really big and long. Well, The pipes are different lengths, and the stops all have numbers on them telling you what length or octave the pipe is. So regular 8-foot, an 8-foot pipe or an 8-foot stop, we'll say, means that the lowest note, way down here, the lowest note is going to be 8 feet long. Now, that doesn't mean that the entire rank or set of pipes is 8 feet long. They get smaller as you go up the manual. They get smaller and smaller and smaller. An 8-foot is what they refer to as regular piano pitch. So, if you played a middle C on an 8-foot pipe, it would be technically the same as middle C on a piano. Then they have 4-foot pipes. Now the 4-foot pipes, the lowest note is how long? How tall? 4 feet, yes. So it goes in halves or doubles, put it that way. So it's going to be 4 feet down at the bottom, and then it's going to go up to whatever we have up here. And that is the next octave up. And then 2-foot would be the next octave above that. Now, the pedals, you've got 30 notes on the pedal board. And the lowest note corresponds with the stop that you use. But in the pedal, you have 16-foot. That's the bigger ones that boom and kind of wrap you in sound. It's the foundation, like for hymns and things like that. Just wonderful. So anyway, so you have the 16 in the pedal. Large, huge organs also have a 32-foot, which is 32 feet long. And it just goes. So it's a resonator. So it just vibrates and just makes you go, ooh, yeah. All right, so that is going to be it for this portion, and we'll work on the rest of it shortly. Thanks. So you have the basics of the organ so far. You've got keyboards, pedal board down there. You've got a box that some pipes are in, and they get louder and softer if you want them to. And so now we'll talk about some stops, what they are and how they work. Well, not how they work, but what they are. I'm not going to get into all of that. So you've got your basic churchy sounds. Let's see what we got here. So that's the diapasons, the basic churchy sound. And then you can have flutes. So an organ is a synthesizer, oldie-timey synthesizer. And so it has, your diapasons, your organy sounds, and then it has flutes, and it has some strings, and it has reeds, like trumpets and oboes and clarinets and things like that. And then when you bring it all together, it creates its own orchestra. It's amazing. God, I sounded Italian. It's amazing. And it really is. So you have flutes. Now those are 8-foot. So this, we talked about 8 feet just a little bit ago. So this is middle C. That would correspond to middle C on a piano. I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to keep the note down. Now we're going to go 4-foot. So it's playing that 8-foot up here. Well, not that 8-foot, but it's playing up here. And then we turn that one off. And then we go for a 2-foot. So when you put those all together, you have this. And then if we add the 16-foot pedal, hopefully the microphone captured all of that. So that's what makes the organ an organ. Trumpets. Strings. That's the different stops on the organ, and you put those all together and you have something absolutely magnificent. So let's put some stuff together. Let's have some fun. I'll show you what it sounds like all together, and then I'll explain these pads that I have. Let's see, we're going to do that. We're going to keep that on. We're going to do bing, 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 that, and that. Okay, are you ready? Oh, I can't stop there. Did you hear it get quieter? So let's do that here. Let's see what I can put on here to make it nice and loud so you can hear what we're doing. And I'm opening the box. Quiet, louder. So there you go. We're gonna reset up here a little bit, and I'm gonna talk about the different stops. All right, so I'm going to try and get fancy here. Don't know if it's going to work or not. We'll see. Okay, yeah, don't talk to myself on the computer. Talk to you over here. So I've got my GoPro, and so I'm going to try and splice some things in. So you see these pads that I have. I've got one on either side. That's the stops for the organ. The organ that I'm currently using is the Salisbury Cathedral in Salisbury, England, and it's a sample set that they went in and they recorded every single pipe, every single note, every single pipe, every one, with the reverberation of the room. So when you hear the note, there is an echo, and you get the room. So it's just like I'm playing in the cathedral. It's really pretty cool. So with these guys here, each one is, hopefully I can, so we have the Great Division here, and that's all here. You can see the 4 foots, 8 foots. You can see the corresponding numbers on each of those little buttons, and those all correspond to these guys up here. So when I pull on this one, see it pop out? When I pull on a bunch of them, put them off. Pretty cool. So keyboards, here we go slow. And this is the other side. So you've got your swell and your pedal. Here's all these. You got these pedal reeds are in here somewhere if it'll focus. I don't think it will. And so you can get your pedal reeds right here. That just shakes the house. It's just wonderful. So my organ, again, 4 manuals, 4 keyboards, and these are all MIDI keyboards, and they go into my computer system. My computer system has a program that runs the organs, and then I purchased the organ from the person who went and did the recording, and then load it into my computer, and I can play on that organ technically in my house. Technically, why am I using that word so much? Anyway, it sounds as though I am playing the organ in the cathedral. So that's why I like it so much. And if we go down here, we can see the pedals. This is the swell, and this one here, no fancy socks today. And this one here is the solo, which is the top manual. So if you have something on here, I don't know if we'll be able to hear that. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. I don't know until editing. Okay, so that's how that is all working. So these are the stops. These are the things that you would normally pull out, and they are just buttons for me, that you would pull out in order to make the pipes speak, that rank of pipes speak. And then, of course, everything not only runs through the computer system, but I also have big, huge speakers here up on top of the organ. And my neighbors say they don't hear it. I don't believe them. But they're very gracious, and I'm very happy to have them as my neighbors because they don't complain about my organ playing. So this is the setup that I have. The program that runs the organs is called HelpWorks. HelpWorks, and it's a wonderful program. And the organs, there's 4 or 5 different companies that go out and do the recordings of the organs, and there are always organs coming out. Some of the French organs have been recorded, and they're just absolutely luscious. But the organ that I'm currently working with is again the Salisbury Cathedral organ, which was originally built by Father Willis. And it's traditional English organ, which is it's nice. I like it. I've been to Salisbury Cathedral, so I kind of identify with the organ because of that. But I will own a French organ at some point and have it in my organ stable. This organ does have a tuba, which is a reed pipe. So it's a brass reed that actually vibrates and makes a noise, and then the resonator, the pipe, blats it out at you. So it's very loud, but lovely. That's my organ. So maybe I'll play a little ditty here, and wouldn't that be fun? All right, let's see what we can do. I'm going to move the mic so that it will record better. Alrighty, so that gives you an overview of the organ, pretty much, sort of. I could use that word again, technically. So, shoot me comments with questions, and I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. And I'm definitely looking forward to my organ recital that's coming up December 4th. That's next Sunday at the First Congregational Church of Walpole in Walpole, New Hampshire. The time for that is 3 o'clock. So come early, get a good seat. Just remember, you're going to be sitting in a pew facing the opposite direction. So all you're going to do is listen. I'm going to do not a lot. I'm going to do some talking between each piece and let you know what stops I'm using and kind of give you a tour of the organ. So hope to see you there, and I certainly hope that this video here has given you a little more food for thought on the organ and how it works and what it's all about, and the fact that it's kind of like being in an airplane cockpit. So, all right, take care, be well, and happy holidays.